Hey everybody, it's Patrick. It is Tuesday, and on Tuesdays I talk about long hair. I apologize if you can hear the air conditioner in this video. It is incredibly hot in the house today. I don't know why it wasn't too hot outside, but I had to turn it on after I got home from work, and I'm not turning it off. It's probably better that you hear a little bit of air conditioner rather than watch me sweat through this whole thing. Anyway, I'm going to try to make this a shorter video because I've been making quite long videos lately, and I don't know, sometimes I run out of patience with longer videos, so I'm going to try to keep this short. So, I'm going to cover a question I keep getting, even though a lot of people know that I don't really have too much first-hand experience with it, but I get guys who are growing out their hair from undercuts who are asking me if they should cut their hair before they start to grow it. Now, I've never had an undercut myself. I've had hair that's a little bit longer on top. My hair is quite thick, and when it grows, it tends to grow straight up if I don't give a little bit more length on top. My usual haircut when I was sporting shorter hair was to have it shaved, or not shaved, but buzzed on the sides, and then I would say a little bit longer than finger length on top, so it'd be like, you know, like that long, just enough so that I could push it down and use some gel or use some pomade or something in order to hold it into a shape. I would just part it on the side, basically on this side, and it would be just basically that. So an undercut is a very popular style. It's been popular for many decades, actually. It was popular in the 80s with a certain type of look, in the 90s certainly, and nowadays it's very popular. It's the amount of hair that you have on the top of your head. It varies, and also on the sides, how high up you do the buzz cut and how much you buzz off. You can buzz it off, you can shave it off, but basically the whole idea with an undercut is that you have this very neat style on top, and then you cut around the rest of your hair in the back, on the sides, and you just have to style the top, and you don't have to worry about a lot of the volume. The hair falls a lot more easily. It will fall to one side, you can put it to either side, and you can push it back. A lot of guys also like to use this as a way to bun their hair pretty quickly because it's easier to grow when you're only talking about one part of your head. You can put it into a top knot or a bun really easily when you have all one length, because you can grow it all one length a lot faster. That said, it gets a little complicated when people are talking about growing their hair from an undercut to long hair. And this is just my opinion, but I'm going to actually use a visual aid to make my case for this. My suggestion for this, and this is in watching a lot of guys who are growing out their undercuts, is to keep the style you have as you're growing out your hair. And the reason for this is the same reason why you got your undercut in the first place, which is the top of your hair is the place where it's the most difficult to keep a style, because that's the last part of your hair that catches up with the rest of your head. And here's my little visual aid. Let's talk about, this is a bald guy. He keeps his mouth open because he's a puppet. If you know the rest of my channel, you know that I have a lot of people like this who hang around my house. So if this is your head and you have already grown out some hair on top of your head, let's talk about an undercut. It's more like a mohawk, but let's try to make them like this. So this is your undercut. We'll just talk about kind of a spiky undercut, but that's fine. If it's laying down fairly neatly and you have your hair, no hair on the sides or very short hair on the sides, as your hair grows on the sides, what's going to happen is it'll start to fill in. And one of the things that most guys that I hear complaining, or people who give up, guys who give up on growing their hair, is if they start to grow their hair all at once. You know, you have all one length hair. This is all, it's Muppet hair, so what can we say? You have all one length. As it starts to grow, this and this are at the same length at about the same time, which means that this is sticking out to the side and the stuff on top isn't long enough to start weighing it down, if that makes sense. Whereas if you have the sides that are a little bit shorter and the hair on top is a little bit longer, see what's happening? this is starting to weigh that down. Now in the in-between stages, while you're just waiting for this to catch up with here, you have a lot less time to let that catch up. But also you can, when it's real short, you can use like a pomade, use a gel, use a glue, whatever you want to kind of slick this back, and you can actually make it look like you have all one length hair for quite a bit of time. You can really fool people. I've seen a lot of folks who are able to fake one length hair for quite a bit of time as you have this little bit on top that can grow out. And what I would say is, as you are letting your hair grow, you should give it a good, I would say a good 6 months of letting the sides grow out before you make a decision as to whether or not you should get the top cut. Eventually, you're going to have to get the top cut in order to even things up. But in order to avoid kind of that, the main thing is that really, really puffy look that guys just seem to absolutely hate. You know, it just all seems to grow out of your head. You've got the long hair on the top, it can start weighing down your hair. So that is my advice for you today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you can take it even slightly seriously given the assistant that I had today. I am here every Tuesday. I talk about long hair. On Thursdays, I make a 3-ingredient recipe. And if you think that my puppet today was ridiculous, then 3-ingredient recipes with the different helpers I have is even more so. And then on weekends, my cat George is here to talk about good self-esteem. Really hope that you will subscribe if you want to keep up with what we're doing. And I thank you so much for visiting me today. Talk to you later.